Hey, what's up ladies and gentlemen, Beaky here with the Untitled Game Show, back once again on July 29, 2016 with more video game news. And first thing first though guys, I need to give a big shout out to Dylan Perez, one of my YouTube subscribers. He left a really great comment on my recent episode of the Untitled Game Show, really wanted me to get back into doing video game news, and that's why I'm here ladies and gentlemen today to give you guys a summary of some of the biggest news in the video game industry of the day. You guys asked for it and I'm back doing it. Here we go, let's start off with some more easy to digest news before we get into the big heavy business news of the day. No Man's Skies fans are buying leaked copies on eBay for up to $2,000. This is a story coming from videogamer.com. But there was actually an update saying that the version that was bought from eBay in this particular situation was actually a fake copy. But then if you go over to a site like GameSpot, and Reddit users are actually posting videos now of other people buying copies of No Man's Skies that actually seem to be real, and they're posting videos to Dailymotion, and Sony's actually trying to take down these videos. So there might be some people trying to sell fake copies of No Man's Skies out there, and there might actually be some real copies of No Man's Skies out there early as well. So it's kind of a weird story. Two different websites, they're reporting different sides of a same kind of coin. So I think there are definitely people out there faking this and going to be trying to sell it to people on eBay to make a quick buck, because this always happens. We know people always try to sell even empty boxes on eBay. So I'm not surprised by this at all. So I wouldn't be surprised though that there are some early copies out there in the wild, because we've seen it out there before where video game trucks and stuff like that have been stolen in Europe and in the UK, and then those items end up on eBay and third-party websites. So be careful out there if you're buying a version of No Man's Skies early, because it might not be real, especially if you're buying it online. Let's go on into some probably not so happy news for Disney Infinity fan. Disney Infinity 1, which only came out in 2013, is going offline. So there's a 3-phase shutdown process, and I'm gonna go through it right now. If you have Disney Infinity, this is not looking good for you. And the funny thing about this, just yesterday I had a family member, the kids asked me if they could get Disney Infinity, and I said no. And the reason I said no was because I was being cynical, because I didn't want to have to buy them toys. Because no, it's not that you just buy them the game, you got to buy them the toys as well for Disney Infinity. I'm glad I said no, because if I did say yes, I would have been screwing myself. And this is where they need to take these damn games off the shelf, because this is what's happening right now. In the coming months, the servers for Disney's Infinity are going to be shutting down. First thing first, Disney Infinity 2.0 in-game purchases on PC, iOS, and Android and Apple TV will be turned off. This is not going to be impacting Disney Infinity 3.0 just yet. On September 30th, PC and iOS and Android version of Disney Infinity 1.0 go permanently offline, so no more online play, alright guys? And at this time, the 2.0 and 3 online community functions will go offline on PC. And Apple TV and other devices as well will be going off. It's just like, it's a big mess. Like some PC versions going offline today, some Apple TV, Android versions are going offline. Basically, Disney Infinity as a franchise is basically going down if you have online components. So if you have those toys, you probably want to keep them in good condition, because I'm pretty sure they're going to be worth a little bit more extra money once a game becomes unplayable. Some people are going to actually want to just have them as collectibles. So if you have them, keep them. But man, oh man, this is the type of thing I hate to see, where the game comes out 3 years ago and now the first game is basically going permanently offline. The second game is starting to lose some of its functionality, and the third game, which just came out not too long ago, will slowly lose its functionality over the next few years. So if you're a Disney Infinity fan, let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below, especially if you're a parent and or a family member who's bought Disney Infinity figurines. What do you think about this, guys? You spend all this money in the Disney Infinity ecosystem to just have 3 years later. I mean, 2013 was not that long ago, guys. Just really think about that. And now the franchise is basically going away, and you can't use part of the game you actually went ahead and bought for your family members or for yourself. Let's move on from that, ladies and gentlemen. This is just like a really funny story that I really just want to highlight right here. This is coming from Game Informer. They had an article posted up that says this: 10 things you could use 60 square feet for instead of PlayStation VR. Why is this article there? If you guys haven't heard the story earlier in the week, well, Sony basically has a brochure out there that says PlayStation VR needs 60 feet of space to play. Square feet, that is. That is nuts. Like, that could literally hold both the Oculus required amount of space and the Vive required amount of space in there. And what makes it so crazy is the fact that the PlayStation VR is a seated experience 90% of the time. So it's like, wait, why would you need this much space for the PlayStation VR? What the thinking right now is, people are thinking that, yeah, Sony's just trying to cover their butt that nobody hit somebody else in the face or break their TV. This seems like there's something like the lawyers came up with, but it's like, make it 60 feet, make it as big as possible. So at least they put it in writing, said 60 square feet is what you need. And of course, most people won't have 60 square feet because 60 square feet is a lot. And I definitely highly recommend you guys go over to Game Informer, check out that article about what you could do with 60 square feet in your house instead of playing PlayStation VR. And I'm not saying not to play PlayStation VR either, guys, because you know I actually really do enjoy VR. I have an HTC Vive and I would love to try out the PlayStation VR at some point. But one of the things you could do instead of getting the PlayStation VR is buy a freaking foosball table and play that instead. And you know what? That sounds like an absolutely great idea. I would love a foosball table or air hockey table in my living room. You know what? Forget having a dining room table. Living room, like, you know, little table. Let's just all put freaking air hockey tables. Come on, how much more fun would that be? And if you go into your living room right now and you just saw an air hockey table, like, yo, bro, sister, mom, dad, oh, who cares? Everybody likes air hockey. You name me somebody who does not like air hockey. Tell me in the comments, do you not like air hockey? Anyways, let me get back into the video game news. And now let's go into the more business side of the video game industry, where people are making moves either good, bad, or indifferent. Let's start it off with the Uncharted script. The Uncharted script is being penned by the Bad Boys 3 director. Now, this story specifically is not something I'm personally too excited for, because not that I don't like the Bad Boys movies, it's just like, maybe I wouldn't give it to him. That's just my personal opinion, man. Because Uncharted to me is more than the action comedy of from the back. You know what? He's not my first pick. Not that director, but whatever. Sony could do whatever they want. Sony Picture could do as they please. Now let's move on from there. Sony is making bank when it comes to PlayStation. Yeah, that's what's making bank. Sony financials revealed that PlayStation accounts for 78% of profits. 78% of Sony's profits is because of the video game division. One, as a gamer, this makes me happy. If you're a fan of Sony as a corporation, that's not good, because Sony does a lot more than video games. They do TV, music, and a lot of other things. Their other divisions are just not performing well. They're basically been stagnant for the last few years. I mean, I like Sony TVs, but they price themselves out of the competition. Like, as much as like I would love to have a Bravia, we bought one Bravia in the last we bought one Bravia in the last 10 years, my family, because it's hard to buy those type of TVs because they just price themselves out of the competition. And we already sold that Bravia. We bought it, had it for 3 years, and we sold it because we could get a bigger, brighter, newer TV from Samsung for cheaper. And that's the problem, for at least with Sony's division when it comes to TV. They price themselves so high, but they do have the quality when it comes to their TV. But right now, other manufacturers are really trying to hammer at them for the TV, music, and home markets, man. I like their cameras as well, but damn it, you price it so high, Sony. You're a good brand, but you gotta compete with the other. Like, it's what they're doing right now with the PlayStation brand. You know, putting out a lot of software out there, having a respectable price. The PS4 is a respectable price. It's not cheaper than the Wii U or the Xbox One, but we do know the Xbox One has been slashed in price like nuts. The Xbox One has had more price drops than the Xbox 360 ever did, and it's only been out for the last few years. But back to Sony on this thing, I just wish Sony would do the same thing for their TV, music, and the other parts of their company if they really want to compete with their other competitors, because I'm not sure how long the Sony PlayStation brand is going to be able to keep these profits up for Sony and keep them in the good. Who knows, man? Let's keep on going from there, guys. Let's talk about some negative news in the video game industry, especially business news. The 4-year investigation into Kingdom of Amalur's developer results in no criminal charges. Do you guys remember the story from 38 Studios? They were issued a $75 million loan from Rhode Island. Well, now the state police and the attorney general has said there will be no charges in the investigation. During a press conference on Friday afternoon, state police Colonel Stephen O'Donnell described the indictment as a life-altering event that should not be taken lightly or for granted, and suggested that one shouldn't be filed simply because something is a bad deal. And I understand what he's saying here, guys. You do not always want to, you never want to, not always, you never want to be accused of a crime. Even if you didn't commit the crime, just being accused of a crime could do bad things for your life. So you don't want that to happen. So it's a really tricky situation, because if you're in Rhode Island, you're a taxpayer, you might want to find out really what happened with the $75 million. But now you have your state attorney general and the police, colonel saying no charges will be filed. They looked into everything and everything seems done. Now, do I live in Rhode Island? No. So I'm going to try to stay out of this one. I had my opinions in the past, but now that it's coming to a close, I'm going to say, you know what? It's up to the Rhode Island taxpayer. So if you're a Rhode Island taxpayer and you want to know what happened really, that's up to you to talk to your local officials and get your answers that you need. I'm done with the story. I just want to inform everybody because I didn't follow it up until now. Like, guys, it's been a long story, man. 4 years. Shit. Well, let's talk about some bad news for Nvidia and maybe a little bit of good news for you guys out there in the video game industry. If you bought a GTX 970, a lawsuit has been filed and the results are in. Nvidia owes you money if you bought a GTX 970, because remember they were saying that it had 4 gigabytes of fully accessible VRAM. Well, technically it really only had 3.5 gigabytes and there was another 0.5 somewhere in there, and the result of the whole entire case is the fact that Nvidia owes you $30. So if you want to claim your $30, links will be in the description to go there and claim your $30. Have fun with that, guys. Alright guys, Beaky here with the Untitled Game Show. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will be back with more video game news Monday through Friday as cool news shows up. So thank you guys all for watching. So like, subscribe, and all that jazz. Peace out.